Well, hello everyone and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Christy and it is time to cook. Now today I want to show you how to make tender, flaky, delicious scones. Now the recipe that I am using is very versatile. That's one of the reasons why I love it, because you can make just a plain scone or there's a lot of options for add-ins. Now today I'm actually going to be making a cherry and almond scone, but you can make so many different kinds, whether it's adding some orange zest and some dried cranberries to make an orange cranberry scone, or some chocolate chips. You could add some chopped pecans. You can add shredded coconut. There's so many different options. Your flavors, you could just do some vanilla extract or maybe some maple extract. You can add cinnamon. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. There's so many different variations, but this is such a good recipe, so I'm excited to share this with you. So let me go over all these ingredients that you will need to make your delicious scones. There is also some tricks, so I'm going to go over that step by step and show you how to make these amazing scones. So you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now this is your dry ingredients. You will also need 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter. Now this butter is frozen, and I'm going to show you a little tip that I will do with the butter. Now for your wet ingredients, you will need 1/3 cup of heavy cream, 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt, and then 1 egg. And you will also need 1 cup of powdered sugar and 2 to 3 teaspoons of milk to make your glaze. So I'm going to add all the dry ingredients into this large mixing bowl. And then just gently whisk to mix those ingredients together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and combine my wet ingredients. So 1/3 cup of heavy cream, and then 1/3 cup of the Greek yogurt, and then my 1 egg. And then I'm just going to whisk this together. Now, since I'm doing a cherry and almond, I'm going to add a little bit of almond extract to this, but you could just use a vanilla extract. All right, so now I'm going to take my wet mixture and put it into my fridge. We want everything to stay as cold as possible. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a box grater. So this is a little tip. If you don't have a box grater, you can use a food processor. You can use a pastry blender, or you can cut it up and just kind of blend it into your flour with your fingers. However, if you do that, just so you know, the warmth of your fingers will kind of melt that butter, so you will want to pop the flour after you incorporate that butter into the flour back into the refrigerator for maybe 30 minutes just to make sure that your butter stays nice and cold. That is a very important tip in making scones. But I'm going to use the larger holes in the grades of the box cutter and start to grade my butter. And like I said, this butter is frozen. Be very careful once you get towards the end that you don't scrape up your fingers. And I'm just tossing that butter in with the flour, just incorporating all that butter in. All right, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/2 cup of dried cherries. And I'm just going to lightly toss them in as well. So I'm going to grab my wet mixture out of the fridge, and then I'm going to pour the wet mixture into my dry. I'll go ahead and pour it all in. All right, I'm gonna get my hands in here because sometimes your hands are best. Just gently mixing this dough together, just until you don't see the dry flour at the bottom, just until it comes together. And that is looking good right there. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of extra flour and sprinkle down on my work surface here. And that's probably good. Yeah, that's more than enough. And then I'm just going to dump this scone mixture onto my flour. All right, now I'm just going to form a round disc shape. Not kneading, I'm just going to kind of form it until it all kind of holds together. Patting it down. You just want it to stay together. We want these scones to be nice and fluffy. All right, so as you can see, the little flecks of butter in there, and that is what you want, and this is looking good. Okay, so I'm grabbing my sheet tray here with some parchment paper. I actually toasted my almonds earlier on this same parchment paper, and I also have a knife here, and I'm going to cut these scones into little wedges. So let me show you. I'm going to place the scones onto the parchment paper. Now this is an option, you don't have to do this, but I am going to brush a little bit of heavy cream right over the top. So now I'm going to bake the scones in a 400-degree oven for about 16 to 18 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. All right, so while my scones are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and make this glaze. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this milk at a time. And I can tell I'm going to need all of it. And since this is almond, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this almond extract in here as well. But you could absolutely use vanilla or maple or whatever extract you want. This is one of those recipes that you just kind of have to eyeball. That's looking good. That's what we're wanting right there. Look at these. Oh my goodness, guys. Look how beautiful. Which one of these do I want? I want the perfect one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Look at this. Look at this scone. Oh my goodness. And of course I've got a nice cream tea to go with it. I'm not sure you can have a scone without tea. Can you? I mean, is that possible? I don't know. I want to show you guys the inside of this scone though, how tender and flaky it is. Let me show you. Just look at this. Look at that, guys. Oh, these are so good. These are fluffy, buttery, tender, and you've got that hint of almond and the cherry. You cannot beat these, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to make these scones, and give them a try because I know that you will love them. Have a fantastic day. God bless. And as always, I will see you soon with more recipes.